All right, good morning, everybody. How's it going today? So, I've got two little ones, one in kindergarten and one in daycare. And let me tell you, staying on top of these rules for opening and getting in on time and yeah, I don't know. All this crazy coronavirus mitigation stuff. It's not easy. So I got into the office a little bit earlier today, fortunately, and getting into my work up here. So LKQ. Expecting a little dip on this one into some support. Let's get the levels on. Let's see. Got a few levels here. They're pretty tight price range. $36.45. $35.95. And $35.31. With cutoff level of $35.17. All right, next up, 3M. 3M is getting a little bit of a haircut. Escape there. Instead of there, let's go here. There we go. Got a bunch of levels on 3M also. First one is 169.53. Next one is 168.40. One is 166.38. With a cutoff level at 165.50. Let's put our alarms on. So 3M industrial, it's interesting. And then there's Twitter. First level's at 51.32. Levels at 50.84. got a cutoff of 49.97. So, oh, did I just do that? I did that. Yeah. There we go. Now they're up. Okay, so those are the large caps that I'm watching for the day. There are a few other large caps on the scanner today. Okay, and so there are a couple things going on. One of the things I'm going to look at real quick, I'm going to cover it. Still have a little bit more work to do to get ready for the morning. Doing pretty good on time. I've been rushed for the past 3 days because of the schedule at my kids' kindergarten has been crazy, and so I haven't been able to get into the office as early as I like to get my workup done. So the one thing that I want to cover first is BABA. Now, I'm short 70 shares of BABA at an average of $2.31 and $231.26. Now, BABA might come up on some kind of a list that can't be traded. And so I just got a message from my broker. Basically, the pop-up message is update on Executive Order 13959 starting January 6th. Where'd it go? January 6th, 2021, additional companies and securities are being added to the list of restricted securities impacted by Executive Order 13959. This may impact your ability to trade or transfer these assets outside of Schwab. Please visit schwab.com restricted securities to learn more. And then, all right. And so I asked, they have a text messaging system to support, how is this executive order going to affect my position? Basically the response was, at this time, the security has not been added to the list. BABA, speaking specifically of BABA. In the event this occurs, Schwab may not be able to execute a buy or sell order in the associated securities for you. As we receive more information regarding this executive order, we will absolutely have more information to provide. Okay, and so there's a link here with a list of companies that cannot be traded, and it is extensive. It looks like, just kind of looking at it, looks like there are about 30 or maybe 50 symbols here that can't be traded. So, and I imagine the list will get updated, as more companies are added. So I imagine, I imagine there probably will be a lot of people exiting BABA because if, all of a sudden it's listed and then, they can't get out of their position, then there are going to be a lot of upset investors. So, I'm short BABA. Now I'm short BABA because, not because of this whole Chinese delisting thing. I'm short because of the head and shoulders pattern. You can see here, let me blow this up, let me make this bigger. You can see here I have an alarm on this neckline. And so I've covered this a few times in the past few days. This is a classic head and shoulders pattern here. We've got a left shoulder here, a head, and then a right shoulder. The left shoulder is higher than the right shoulder. There's a neckline here on the head, which actually technically, you know, the neckline, there are a couple ways to draw the neckline on this pattern right here. It could have been drawn right here. So let me make that larger so it's easier to see. So this head pattern right here, this could be the head right here, but I don't really call that the head, because you don't know this is a head and shoulders pattern until the right shoulder is put in. So there's some people that have the head of the head and shoulders pattern drawn right here, but I have it drawn differently. So I'm calling this part right here from the low of each shoulder, I'm calling that the shoulder line. Then Baba made this gigantic move down past the neckline in after hours trading, pre-market and post-market and pre-market trading. And so it broke the neckline here. And let's give it a different color. We'll make it purple. And so it broke the neckline here, and then a classic attempt on a successful head and shoulders pattern. You'll see a test of the neckline, and then, or the shoulder line, and then a failure from the neckline. This one made another attempt, and you can see here it didn't make it all the way back to the neckline. And so there was another unsuccessful attempt of breaking the neckline, and now it's coming back down. And now that news on this security possibly being delisted really walloped Baba yesterday. Now, news is important. News will make price action move. But with regard to the pattern itself, I really don't have to worry too much about what the news is. It's sort of a self-fulfilling thing with successful patterns, that the news sort of falls. The pattern predicts the news, like it's this strange, what comes first, the chicken or the egg kind of thing, So anyway, I'm short Baba. I imagine I'll probably have to take profits on the short really soon, because if I'm in a short position, this thing gets delisted, but then I can't get out of the position. I could be left in a compromised position, to say the least. Okay, so LKQ today, this is interesting. If it pulls back today, there's no real pre-market price action, but it's up on the scanner. If it pulls back today, it'll be a buying opportunity. Just kind of simply put, it's consumer durables, automotive aftermarket. So we'll see how this one pans out. I imagine this recent activity right here. So this is just kind of a high inside of this consolidation pattern. So there's this consolidation pattern right here, and the company closed yesterday after trying to break above the highs right here, and so what I'm looking for is just kind of a continuation of the consolidation pattern. If this stock decides to start pushing past this big topping candle over here, then I'll jump on it. That'll be a buy. But for right now, I'm looking for a pullback in this consolidation pattern, just as a trade. Just, it's going to hit one of these levels here and decide to turn around and go the other direction. Which level it is, I'm not exactly sure. So I'm going to average into, let's see, on this one, I'll probably average into a total of 600 shares. I'll buy 100 at this level, 200 at this level, and 300 at this level for a move back to, from its range back to this level here, and I'll look for a chance to take some profit. So from 36.43 to 37.10, I'm looking at about 60 cents, 70 cents profit. From 35.95, so on and so on. You get the idea. So let's see. Let's get rid of some of these lines here. I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to keep this support line down here. Okay, that's LQK. 3M. 3M, this is an interesting one. There's no news on 3M here. It's just selling off. Earnings are in about another month, roughly. And so this is just Brownie in motion. It's decided to pull back. The stock has decided to pull back this morning. If it makes it down past these lows right here, there ought to be some bargain hunters on this thing. This is, it's 3M, it's an enormous company, and so I don't have a high level of confidence on this one, so I'll probably average into 50 shares here, 50 shares here, 50 shares here, 50 shares here at 169.53. 168.40, and then 100 shares at 166.39 if it goes all the way down that far down. And this is an intraday trade that I'm looking at, so this would be a huge swing. Yeah, it closed. Okay, so yeah, expecting a pullback on this guy right here. It failed. Well, it just barely closed over top of this resistance level right here on this big breakdown candle, and then the pre-market, it's coming back down through it. So looking for a pullback here, and just in intraday bounce at any point that I make 1% on whatever shares that I've averaged into, I'll exit the trade. So definitely this is going to be something to keep a close eye on if price decides to start moving really quickly. Okay, so next up. On Twitter, there's really no reason for Twitter to pull back. Twitter, Facebook temporarily suspend Trump's accounts amid violent protests in Washington, which I just don't understand what in the world the reason was for those folks storming the Capitol. I don't know. Perhaps I don't get it. I don't know what the point of that was. Maybe to get people talking, but that's just not the right way to get people talking about certain issues. Anyway, just whatever. So if Twitter pulls back, it's a buy. This is where I plan on buying it, 51.33 and 50.84. I'm going to I'll average into probably, I like the way Twitter moves, so I'll probably look for 1,000 shares, maybe 300 at the first level of 51.32, and then 700 shares at the 50.84 level. It's definitely the market is most of the market. It's definitely risk on. So Next up, we have SOS, which is pre-market small cap. A pre-market mover that's moving the small cap. They just recently signed a marketing collab. SOS unveils marketing collaboration with Zhonglu Property and Casualty Insurance. So, yeah, it's got news. It's a small cap. It's up pre-market. Let's see here. It's up 81%, 82% right now. So, you know, the levels here to watch are the pre-market high. So a break above the pre-market high is a buy. There's probably, I imagine this will be a gap and go, so that means you can just buy it after the bell and get, you know, the first minute's worth of action, pull some profits. And then I have DXC up here. I'm gonna watch DXC, but that's not a small market or a small cap strategy. I just happen to have that in the window right now. Then there's NCTY. I've played this a couple of times in the past few days, and wow, do I wish I would have just bought 1,000 shares and held on to it. This stock has an extremely low float of 3.45 million shares. So I imagine that this thing is probably, like, after it runs up aftermarket, and let's see the volume on it here real quick. Pre-market volume is 2.35 million shares, so it's crowded. However, so the way I would play this, and let's get a look at the pre-market. I've got a Fibonacci level on this thing. Let me take the Fibonacci off. It's kind of distracting. Why isn't the Fibonacci level coming off? Why can't I erase it? Okay, here we go. All right. So, yeah, NCTY here. That is a great chart. So I'm going to put a line on the pre-market here real quick, so it'll show up on the 1 day. So that's where it is. Yeah, that's where it is right now. This thing ran up to $80 at one point not too long ago. In 2018, it looks like, late 2018. And so now it's this level back here. So I imagine the way that this is going to open is that it's going to sell off. There are going to be traders who are going to take profits after, you know, an 80% move. You know, you got to take some profits. So I imagine that this thing is probably going to open up. It might have a quick run up, and then I think it's going to sell off for a bit. And then if we get a pullback, I'll play the first pullback. So after the first pullback, I'll look for an entry, which means the next 1 minute. I don't know if there will be a 1 minute pullback, or if it'll play out to be a 5 minute pullback. It's hard to say, so I'll just have it on watch. So NCTY and SOS are the small cap momentum plays that I'm watching this morning. Now, if you're new to the channel, or if you've just come and visit and you like what you see, I put up a list and chart the list of stocks that I'm watching pre-market, along with the levels that I'm going to trade. So feel free to come and join me. So far, I've been doing this for almost 3 weeks now. And the reason that I put the channel together is because I'm no longer a part of a chat group. I don't want to pay for the chat group. I want to have a free chat group. I've been trading on my own now for Well, I've been trading for a living now for about 3 years, and I've been trading on my own as without being a part of a chat group now for more than 6 months. And I just figured I'd start a YouTube channel to see if I can get some people in to just kind of hang out. Well, it's nice to have people to bounce ideas off of and trade along with. So if anybody wants to come in and hang out, be my guest, please. Come on in. Okay, so that is, let's see if there's anything else popping up this morning. There are a couple of other things. So the rest of the morning will probably be a scanner morning. Kind of watch what pops up on the momentum scanner. Ooh, medical properties trust. I'm not interested. in. So right now, REITs and property stuff, I'm just not interested in it right now. Let's see, TME. Tencent Music could further, this was on January 5th, strengthen market leadership with Alibaba's zombie music shutdown, Oppenheimer says. Okay, so I'll put some levels on this. $20.01. That's a pretty tight range. I like it when the price is tight and when there's a tight price range and a close stop. I like that because it's easy to manage risk. And so let me bring down the SPY so we can get a look at what's going on with the SPY. So I mean it's up pre-market, and so this is its pre-market price right here, this yellow 376.03, and here's an intraday high. It didn't hold, but that's the next goal through over 378.46. I think there's some pre-market prices that are higher than, if I go back and I look at kind of like the history here, I think there might be, let's see, no, there are no pre-market. So this was a big gap and crap day. Yeah, so this is the all-time high, and it's not a pre-market high. This is, intraday trading high. So that's essentially, that's the goal. In fact, actually, the goal is probably higher. It's probably 380. The big round numbers, sort of get magnetic. And so now that the SPY is over 376, the next big round number is, 380. So we're in a bull market, and it's hard to kill a bull. So let's see, the VIX is coming back down. Had this run up a few days ago on the VIX when the market decided to take a dive. Still stubbornly high, and this thing, it looks like it's trying to make a bottom. I'd really like to see the bottom. First, I'd like to see this 22.22 get broken. That's a support level from, I don't know how far back. I'd like to see that get broken, and then once that gets broken, I've got these. You're not supposed to chart the VIX, but I do, So there's this support level here going back before the big run up. I was really quite fortunate. I'm a member of HedgeEye, and so back here is when I started to exit a lot of my positions and go to cash. I didn't. And I started to short, or I started to play the VIX, but I didn't catch the entire move. After it ran up and then hit this topping candle right here, I let go of profits. Now there was an entire 3 more weeks of action on that move that I didn't profit from, but I did manage to exit. I think I was 80% cash. In this point, in this range right here, HedgeEye got me prepared, and I went 80% cash. I was long 15%, and I was short 5%. In the short that I was in VXX, I was in 14,000 shares of VXX. Back here, I used this period right in here to average into 10,000, 14,000, whatever. That was really good. The only thing is, though, so I started trading in 2006, and I was around when the whole 2008, 2009 crash was happening. And then, for instance, I remember when Ford was selling for $1 a share, so on and so on. And back in March 14th, or is it March 9th of 2009, it was the Fed announced its quantitative easing. And then that was on top of all sorts of stimulus and bailouts that Congress had passed. And that marked the bottom of that crazy decline leading into 2009. And I remember thinking to myself, God, I wish I had bought. I was really skeptical. And I just started my MBA education in 2007. I was doing that while I was soldiering in Afghanistan, and then I finished the MBA while I was contracting in Afghanistan. So I was like, you know what? If that ever happens again, if we ever see a financial crash like that again, at the time I was probably like, you know what? That's probably the only time in my life that I'm going to see that. I was like, if I ever come across a situation where we're in a financial crisis again, and the Fed announces QE, and the government, the U.S. government starts, just dealing out bailout funds and stimulus, I'm going along. I'm going along everything. Now, unfortunately, this is where HedgeEye failed me, and I remember it was. Let me bring that chart back down. It was right around in this area right up here where the Fed QE started popping off, and the government started dealing out cash, and I was like, it's time to go long. And I only made, at that point, like a few really small purchases on a couple of stocks that I'd been watching for a long time, and So Keith McCulloch at Hedgeye was like, no, it's not time to get into the market yet. It's not time. We'll let you know when it's time. And I watched The Spy. I was like, so I did a little bit more buying, but Keith McCulloch there, who's sort of he's the CEO of Hedgeye, was like, no, it's not time to buy yet. And I watched it run up all the way almost back to the top. And I was like, okay, well, so this level right here coincided with a Fibonacci level, like the 72 or whatever Fibonacci level it was. And I was like, okay, here comes the pullback. And sure enough, it pulled back. But then I didn't start buying again until the SPY started coming back up over top of this Fibonacci level. And for this entire run, from here to here, McCulloch was like, oh, there's going to be another, 10% down day. There's going to be, there's another leg down from this, so on and so on. The big jerk. So I started averaging back here in June, and watched it move up and then come back down and kind of test that June level again, and it's been moving back up ever since. Now, and I missed out on many multiples because of that. So I managed to protect wealth because of Hedgeye. Starting back here in this time frame, right in here, is when I started protecting my wealth. And I did protect, my wealth from 40% drawdown. However, I did not take advantage, and I knew damn well that I could have taken advantage of the stimulus and the quantitative easing that was announced. Right here. It was announced on this day, right here, down here. And I just knew, I was like, it's time to start buying. And I did a little bit of buying, but nowhere near as much as I knew that I should have. So, well, who knows? Maybe I'll see another crash one day, and maybe there will be some more stimulus and quantitative easing, and I'll get another opportunity to capitalize on the move. You can't. I'm just going to say it. With my luck, it'll be the crash, then the Fed stimulus and or the government stimulus, and then the Fed quantitative easing will come in, and the market will still crash after I bought. That's just my luck. Okay, we've got 2.5 minutes until the opening bell here, and I haven't put any prices into my trading window. So the first one is going to be 36.45 on LKQ. 36.45. And the next one, MMM. 3M 169.53. All right, then on Twitter, 51.32, and then on TME, I've got an entry on TME at 20.01. Okay. Twitter 300. MM, yeah. 3M. If 3M is going to pull back that far, and then LKQ, I'm going to start with 200 shares. And something else, actually, it's not, I took it off my large cap. Let's put Donkey Kong. It's DraftKings. I like the pre-market movement on DraftKings. There's this $50 level right here that the stock plummeted through. I played it yesterday at the $50 level. I got shaken out. I averaged into 200 shares, I think it was. One time here around 51, and another time down at 50. All right, the market's open. So let's see what's popping up here. SOS. NCTY. Okay, so I'm expecting NCTY to pull back. Imagine if it pulls back down here below 20. I don't know. 22.43 is a little bit of pre-market resistance. There are going to be people as if this thing starts to drop, NCTY starts to drop. There are going to be people, investors and traders alike, who are going to take profit on it. Got something hitting the scanner. DMTK is hitting the scanner. All right, there goes NCTY is trying to challenge that resistance level there. There it goes. All right, so then the next level of resistance is right around 2368. So a low float stock like this, and I think there are only 3.5 million or so shares float. It's going to, if it really starts to squeeze, it's going to squeeze a lot. Twitter's kind of bobbling around. TME. I'm going to put in an order for TME at that $20 level. Okay, and off screen, I'm going to put Baba up. Keep an eye on what it's doing. I mean, if news comes out that it's getting put on the list, I mean, I'm gonna have to exit. I'm gonna have to exit Baba. Because if news comes out that it's getting put on the list, and then like at that moment I can't trade it anymore, what am I going to do? You know, it'll probably, the stock will probably tank, but I won't be able, I'll sit there and probably watch it go up in value, but I'm not going to be able to profit from the downturn in the stock price. So I have a dotted line here on Baba. I'll bring it in. So this dotted line, this level of support and resistance right here, is from the bottom of this big run-up candle right here. So it's below that price. And I mean, I imagine it has lower to go. I mean, this stock, the head and shoulders pattern, you can look for profit a distance from its neckline to its low a profit target that's equivalent in distance from the top of the head to the neckline. That's 258 to 320, so it's roughly a $60 move. Unfortunately, I don't think that I'm going to be able to participate in this stocks move. I took the time to average into this pattern and everything, but if it gets thrown onto a list that says, yeah, you can't trade it, you're stuck with this position, then I don't know what I'll do. Okay, so TME, I had a buy order at 20.01, $20.01. That's 200 shares, and so then if it comes all the way down, if I get a 1% bounce, which is only 20 cents, then I let it go. It's a $40 trade, so it's not that big of a deal. Oh, I got into 300 shares. So I'm going to prepare an order for 150 to sell at $20.21. And then I'll hold on to the other half to see if TME decides to turn around and I'll hold on to half in case it decides to start running up like crazy. Yeah, Twitter's catching a bid. I'm not surprised. I'd be surprised to see Twitter come all the way down to these support levels, really. All right, so I'm 2 cents away from getting cleared on the first half of these shares that I have on TME. See if it can poke its head back above 2021 there. Baba's starting to fall away pretty heavily. I can only imagine that people are like, God, if this thing gets delisted, I'm out of here. What am I going to do? I got to sell it. I've got to manage my risk on it. Okay. So I just got cleared on the on 150 shares of TME here. Love to see this thing just turn around and head off in the other direction. So I got in at $20.01 on 300 shares. And so now I have an order prepared at $20.06 in case this thing decides to tank again. I can be Johnny on the spot with the button. On top of Baba possibly being put on like a no trade list. The CEO, Jack Ma, has disappeared, which is pretty scary. So 3M hit 3M. I wonder if 3M is getting hit because of this whole China thing. Like, if 3M has like some manufacturing in China that, you know, the companies are getting put on this list, this executive order list thing. All right. Well, I went ahead and took profits on my Baba short. You know, under normal circumstances, I would have let this thing run for probably another 2 or 3 weeks and continued to add as it dipped below support levels. Um, I mean, you know, this is just a beautiful short. Uh, this is a beautiful setup. I've got a lot of lines here for support and resistance. So there's the top of the gap right here that could act as support. Let's make it a little bit bigger. The top of the gap right here could act like support. The bottom of this candle, the bottom of this candle, they could all kind of act like support. Yeah, I just went ahead. I mean, I've got what, $7, roughly $8 per share profit on 70 shares. So I mean, it's not as big of a trade as I wanted it to be. I was definitely looking for something closer to $60 per share profit on this short, um, but I can't be stuck with it. You know, what am I gonna do? You know, I'm just a lowly little, you know, proprietary trader. You know. And so the VIX, let me pull the VIX down here. The VIX is coming into that support and resistance line here. So a break below 22.22 would, and break and confirmation below 22.22 on the VIX would be very bullish for the SPY. I'm going to switch over to the SPY since I'm not watching. Baba anymore. Let's see how much I made. So so far I got $30 on TME and 512 on Baba. Let's go back to stocks on the move. Yeah, so TME is still doing this kind of crawl up here. it needs to break above this intraday. This area right in here looks like a bit of resistance here in the pre-market. So a break above that, and then hold and confirmation above would be a really good sign. I'm still in 150 shares. NCTY is hitting the scanner here. Oh yeah, look at that move. Oh yeah, that thing's gonna squeeze up into a halt. You know, I wasn't watching it, but here's the pullback. It hit that pre-market resistance right here, pulled back. This is on the 1 minute. Yeah, so I missed. This probably would have been the most profitable trade of the day if I hadn't been paying attention to BABA. But here's the pullback, and then here is the next 1 minute candle to make a new high. So that was the entry right there at roughly 2136. Yeah, 2136 would have been the area to attempt to make a trade on. MMM is hitting its next level. I'm going to stay away from MMM for a little bit, 3M. And I'm pulling up NCTY on the level 2. And it looks like it's about to squeeze in. Nope, it got interrupted. That's good. So it just got interrupted from squeezing into a halt, which gives it space to. Okay, so I've got an order in for 200 shares at $27.82. I got filled on 200 shares. Oh, come on now. So it's kind of nice to see a stock fail. Oh, no, don't go away. It's fallen away. Not bad, not bad. 27, so I'm currently down about $1 per share right here. But that's okay. This thing isn't going anywhere. I'm willing to hold on through this pullback right here, because this thing is just such a low float, and its price is rising so quickly. It was trying to squeeze into a halt there, and then somebody threw a wet blanket on the halt. Okay, so the next candle to make a new high will be a buy. There we go. Let's see if we can get over top of this 27.19. If we can make it over 27.19, then we ought to be looking at quite a bit more upside. If not, yeah, I might have to let it go. We'll see. Okay, so now $27 is the price to beat for a momentum move. Making a bit of a bull flag. I'd like to see this EMA here, this 9-period EMA, catch up and act as support. If it drops down and hits this non-EMA, I'm gonna buy another 200 shares. There we go. Buy. Okay, I didn't get killed. I didn't get. Oh, there we go. Oh no, I didn't get filled on my other 200 shares. Now the price to beat. There we go. Okay, and as long as that's not a false breakout. Oh, Baba just broke down below support level. Twelve seconds to go on this candle. So I don't like this 1 minute candle right here. Once it passed over this price level and buyers didn't come in, we might have to look at a 5 minute setup on this one. And wait for a 5 minute candle for the next best entry. That's looking pretty toppy. Cool. I am the guy who bought 200 shares at the very top of this candle. It was squeezing into a halt, and then and usually that's a good sign when it squeezes up like that. Usually that'll create a situation where the halt price keeps moving up. So we've got a 5 minute pullback here, and so I'm gonna add. I do not foresee this thing finishing right here today. This thing's been moving up a lot in the past 3 days. Momentum is really strong on this stock. So a little bit of indecision here. Got about a minute 30 left on this candle. And so the idea with this is it's the same as the 1 minute setup, except it's on a 5 minute time frame instead of a 1 minute time frame. And so the idea is that similarly, once once a higher price comes in on a consecutive candle on the 5 minute time frame, that's the entry for the trade. So let's go back to 5 minutes here. 1 minute. So the price to beat right now is 27.39 for the next move up. I don't think that's not the best setup. So to see it kind of move sideways for a little bit and then break above is really going to be the best way to play this. I'm going to have to average in order to increase the probability of making a profitable trade here. It just, I don't know how many times I've done this, so the move up, like if I get involved with it, then it comes back down. But if I didn't get involved with it, then it would keep going up. So, okay, so we've got a price above the body of this candle. It's nice. A little period of consolidation here, and then another move up after another 5-minute candle beats its last price. The SPY is about $1 away from new all-time highs. Got about a minute to go on this 5-minute candle. Okay, not bad. A, B, C, D. All right. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Let's get back over here to the 5-minute. And now the new price. New price to beat is 26.54. So that would be an entry for me to average into. I'd like a little bit more consolidation here. I'm not going to be picky though, since I'm in at the high of the day. Wonderful. You can see SOS here made a move for its pre-market high for about $1 move. To get involved with SOS, I'd really like to see it move over its pre-market high. Let's put this one on a 1 minute. Pulling back here. MMM. Yeah. Twitter's getting a little bit of resistance there at yesterday's close. Oh yeah, TME. I still have 150 shares on TME that I really haven't been paying attention to. That's nice. Okay, NCTY is coming into this support level right here. Okay, 2363. All right. So I just entered into 200 more shares at $24 a share. So my average price is at $25.90 now. And I am relying on this support right now, this price support right here at the top of this candle and this pre-market sort of rise. That was kind of the pre-market high. So in regular market hours, there were people who came in and bought right here. And so where we're really 2605 is probably the next best place to look to take profits if the stock can make it that high. We've got about a minute left on this candle, and then the momentum target will move down to the top of this candle, the top wick of that candle, and then a move above that level will be another spot for an entry. I'm going to go ahead and move it to that spot now. So 25.79, a break of 25.79 at this point. That's a fairly large candle, large price range right there. So yeah, it's not looking exactly great for this trade. That's what I get for chasing. The trade was right here at this level at 23.61. That's the spot where I should have gotten in. I should have put an alarm on it, but it probably moved so fast I probably wouldn't have been able to catch it anyway. Okay, so let's see. Got a little bit of support down here at this 23.68 pre-market high level. The stock is in new all-time high, or new recent highs. Technically speaking, there is blue sky here above this stock. So let's see what we wind up with. About $1.50 away from my average entry on 400 shares. So down almost $600 in this trade right now. things ought to turn around. There are usually two. There are usually two pullbacks and two run-ups. So this is run-up number one. Then this is pullback number one, and then there ought to be a run-up number two. We will see. So 3M just hit its bottom support level. I'm not interested when the stock comes down close and pulls away and then comes down again. That usually means that this stock has further downside. Down below 23, it's falling away from that support level there. Let's see where we end this 5-minute candle. The SPY poked above its new all-time. It's now above its new all-time high. NCTY. So NCTY needs to recover 2368 first, and then make a move above 2470. Um, this is more than just a pullback at this point. So we'll see. We'll see what this thing decides to do. All right. So now a break on the 5 minute above 2236, 2336. That is. Definitely like to see this thing start to turn around here. So far, it has not been holding the support levels other than this little pre-market rise right here. So over 2336 is another entry, but then it's going to quickly run into some resistance at 2368. there's a quick break of 23.36. It's getting close to 10:30. So there's some work for this stock to put in before it can really start to move. Got about 3 minutes left on this candle. $23.36 is acting like a little bit of resistance right now. It broke over it, but it's not getting the big push. There's a little bit of a push. It's at 44, 45, 47. And so then the next level for it to beat is going to be this 23.68. Got about 2 minutes on this candle. It's back below $23. Back above $23. Back below. Back above. I'm going to get rid of that line just because it's in the way. So a close here above 23.36 would be nice. There's about a minute to go on this candle. All right, there we are above 23.68. A close above 23.68 would be really nice. Hitting some resistance there. $23.60, 50, 60s on the ask, 50s on the ask, 60s on the ask. 58's on the ask. There's a big seller at 65. Okay, now quite a bit of work for this stock to do to get back into its daily highs. It's a small cap momentum, so it can do it, but it can also fall away pretty quickly too. There's a 5,800 share seller at 65 that needs to be taken out here. Let's see what happens at 65. Okay, so 65 got taken out. Nice. All right, so now over 24 would be over VWAP, which is at 23.93. A grind, a nice slow grind up over VWAP and then confirmation over VWAP would be really nice. Since it's a momentum stock, it's probably going to move faster than just grinding. 24.28. There's about 3 minutes left on this candle. Definitely want to see it close over 2368 on this candle, and a close above VWAP would be a bonus. A lot of topping candles here. Topping candle here, here, lots of topping candles. And this 5 minute candle, yeah, if it closes with this big topping candle, yeah, I don't know. It could be just kind of on its way down for the rest of the day. Two minutes left on this candle. One minute left on the candle. Range bound at the moment. So 3M did find a level of support there. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to try and engage. I wouldn't have been interested in it until this level, and then it just wasn't a pretty setup. Okay. A little bit of upward pressure here on price. Close above VWAP here. There's still quite a bit of time. There's about 2.5 minutes left in this candle. But a close over VWAP, a green close over VWAP, and then confirmation over VWAP is ideal. And we're getting some buyers here. There we go. I'm still about $1 down per share on 400 shares here. So I'd like to see this thing take it nice and steady right here. Nice and easy. And then the next candle, a green close on the next candle. And we ought to see this thing get some attention. If it starts to really run up hard and hit the scanners again, then we could be looking at a pretty good squeeze up. Got a little bit of resistance there at the big round number of $25. $25 is just kind of a psychological resistance level there. No big deal. A little bit of back and forth right here. About 15 seconds to go on this candle. Okay, now a green close here would be really nice. Do not want to see it close again below VWAP. Testing that 2368 level.
Settings.
Got about a minute and a half on this candle. Down below 2368 there, that's not good. Let's see where it closes. There's a 4,000 share buyer at 23.35. Just got taken out. I'd definitely like to see this this candle close above 2368. 68 is on the ask. Close there was 64. So closed below 68 by a few pennies there. And it's after 10:30. A little touch there off of VWAP. It's acting as resistance. About 45 seconds left on this candle, and it's after 10:30. You know, sometimes these things can go into the lunch hour, and sometimes they just fall away for the rest of the day. This thing has a history of popping up and fading away. That's one heck of a move, but it has gone parabolic. Yeah, I might have to just take the losses on this one and say bye-bye. Let's see. Nope, dumped. So unfortunately, that was a $1,500 loss. That puts me down after the gains on Baba. That puts me down for a grand on the day. Momentum is cruel sometimes. Fortunately, I didn't go in with a lot of size, big size. I mean, this thing might get a bounce at 21, 26 right here, but that was all I could handle. That's really too bad. And this is a mistake that I repeat even after 15 years of trading. There's a stock squeezing up, it's going into a halt, I get involved, and then it just turns around and goes the other direction. And it's like I don't know, it's like anytime I get involved with it, it turns the other way. If I don't get involved with it, then it keeps going. It keeps going higher. So this is if I'm not in for the initial break, which I wasn't paying attention to it on the initial break, then this is how it, more often than not, this is exactly how it goes. If I get involved, it goes down. If I don't get involved, it goes up. That is just the way it goes. Momentum is a tough strategy, and you've got to cut your losses fast. And I made two mistakes on this. One, after this run up and it was hitting the scanners, I didn't get out soon enough. And then two, I added to the position looking for the next run up, anticipating the next run up, and it didn't do it. And that is, why I am still currently a mediocre trader. Now, I've only been doing this full time for about 3 years, so I don't quite have the time and experience under my belt that someone that's been doing it for 10 years does. So, life goes on. Fortunately, I've built a portfolio over time, so I can rely on my portfolio performance to pull me through a bit from these down trading days. So I've got some work to do. I think this week, I'm up a total before this $1,500 down draft that I just did on NCTY. I think I might be close to break even. I might be about $500 down on the week. So yeah, that's momentum trading. 21.25. That would be. Let's see. It opened right here. So it's about to turn. Yeah, it just turned red on the day. It's too bad. And SPY's at all-time highs. And it's about to break down below this big breakup candle right here at 21.25. I mean, it might find support right there, but it'll be for a bounce. It won't be for a big sweeping trade. Twitter's coming down to its low of the day. TME, did I take profits on TME? I'm still holding 150 shares of TME. There's an 1,100 share buyer at 20.33 on TME. All right, went ahead and took profits on it. Yeah, and the SPY is working at getting up and over 380. I let go of it right at 22.11. I sold my 400 shares at 22.17. I bought at an average of 25.90. Ugh, terrible trading.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
All right, well, so I was sitting here looking at screens trying to find a trade. I think that I'll probably call it a day here. So this is one of the perils of trading on your own, you know. It's nice to have feedback from a group of people. I can't believe, well, I can believe it. I mean, it's not the first time it's happened. But yeah, I entered this at 27.82 for 200 shares. That is the top most tick of the day. Right there. That was my entry candle. $27.82. Yeah, so it did get a little bounce from this this line right here, from 21.26 to 21.90, but it's not the same trade now, so it is falling away. I guess to kind of go over the trades, I started averaging into a short position on Baba back here on this day, on the 24th of December. I shorted 20 shares at roughly 20.26. Then again, another 20 shares up here at 239. Not 2036, but 226 roughly. And then another 20 shares at roughly 239 right here. I didn't catch it right off the neckline right there, unfortunately. And then another 20 shares. I shorted another 20 shares down here on this drop. And I've forgotten where exactly, but on this day right here, after I shorted, I was short 60 shares at an average of $230 per share by the time it got to right here. And then the next day, I shorted at 239, right in here somewhere, 239 price. And if I go back into my videos, I can find it. You know, I stated, you know, okay, so it's going to make a hit off the neckline, and then it's going to pull back, and it could continue to pull back from here and go down, or it can make another attempt for the neckline and come up short, and then make another drop down. And so that's the way it turned out. And so on this day right here, close to the top, not the top exactly, but close to the top, I was able to short another. So I was short a total of 70 shares, so I only shorted 10 more shares at 239, which brought my average per share costs to 231 and some change. And then so it started to make the move that I anticipated. Now, under normal circumstances, I would be holding. In fact, not only would I be holding, I would have added today as it fell down below this candle's low right here. I would have added more shares into the average position. But because the news is on Baba, the news is, hey, I don't know if you're gonna be able to, get out of your position after it gets put on this list according to an executive order. I couldn't justify staying in the position. And there are two things. So if news comes out that says, oh, Baba's not ever going to be put on the list, then Baba's going to take off to the upside. It's a lose-lose situation. If good news comes out for Baba, it's taken off. It's ramping up. It's never going to get delisted. Baba immediately catches a bid and ramps up. And that news will blow away this head and shoulders formation. If it comes out that Baba is going to be put on this list, it's going to tank. The stock is going to tank. But if it's on the list and I can't trade it, and I can't even transfer it out into another brokerage, and I have all American-based brokerages. I used two different brokerages for trading, Lightspeed and actually I don't trade with Street Smart Edge the way you would consider trading. Really, I use it to position in and position out of portfolio so Hedgeye, I do follow Hedgeye's risk range strategy, and so there is trading involved with it, but it's not the sort of same intraday. It's just not quite the same as the intraday trading that you see on momentum stocks and that sort of thing. So anyway, if I can't transfer and I don't have a foreign account, I don't have an account like they have these offshore accounts out of, I don't remember if it's Bahamas or the Caymans or something like that. I don't have this position in one of those accounts, and it's not really worth it to me to open another account to stay on top of another trading account. So, yeah, I missed out on a little bit of profit. I sold, or let's say I covered Baba today at roughly almost $24, $223.94. So yeah, I missed out on a little bit more profit. I mean, if I'd held on to it, it would have been another $280 roughly of profit on that short position for Baba. But I mean, there's no good news for me on Baba. If I can't trade it anymore, then I'm stuck with the position no matter what it does, even though if it's not tradable on the U.S. Securities Exchange exchanges, then it's tanking. It's going down. It's going down hard. But there would be nothing I could do about it if I'm not allowed to trade it, and it's in my, it's one of my positions. I'd be stuck with that. And then if it doesn't get thrown onto the list, then it's going to the upside of it, So either way, I had to get out. It's profitable, so it's better than red. NCTY, horrible entry. Just hindsight's 2020. It was squeezing up. I can see the halt levels on my level 2, and so I've seen it happen a lot of times. The reason that I got in at this level up here, I got in at the top tick. At the very top here is 2782, and I had 200 shares filled at 2782. Ain't that a B itch? Isn't that an itch that starts with a B? That's trading for you. But the reason that I got into it was because I was watching the level 2, and the trading halt level was edging up. And what'll happen, what I've seen happen quite a few times, is as a stock is squeezing up and then pulling back momentarily and pushing that halt level higher, the stock will chase the halt level until it finally squeezes into a halt. Well, today it didn't do that. It pushed the halt level up in this candle right here on one time. I jumped in because it started to squeeze into a halt at that price, at that 27.82 price, but then it fell away and then didn't come back. And I didn't cut because I was like, okay, well this thing is hot, right? But it squeezed, it went parabolic, and I got the top of the parabola, baby. Lucky me. And it turned right back around. And so then after that, I was like, yeah, okay, so it's got a really small float. It's been squeezing up for days. I've traded it successfully 1 or 2 times before. This thing, it's going to make a run for the high day. Not after price action like that and volume like this. I was just, I was like, hey, this thing's going to make another run for the high day. And so I entered in to another 200 shares. My average was 25.90. So from 28, so I entered into another 200 shares. I think it was right around this. I had to have been lower. I think, yeah, it was at the 2364 support level. So I entered in right here, and that left me with an average of $25.90 per share. It started to make a rounding bottom, pulled back a little bit and started to continue, hit 25 bucks, which I could have cut my losses at 360 bucks right there. Hindsight, again, is 2020. And then it's been trailing off, and now it's hit. This is the start of the breakup candle, and now it's dipping below that. Now that means it's going down to test the lows. Oops, the chart moved on me. So it's probably going to go down to test this 2060 level. There will probably be a bounce at that level, but it's not in the direction. I don't know if I'd be willing to take the risk of getting in here to try and win some money back. It could bounce here from 2060 back up to 2156 again. But I'm already down 1,500 bucks on this stock, and that is enough being wrong on one stock for me today. So. Yeah, I think I'm just going to call it a day here, and let me do the math. It looks like I'm going to be down close to $1,000 on the day. So it's a negative $900 day for me. And, I've been really risk averse in the past, 2 weeks. And this is not a time to be risk averse, but it's also not a time to go put a lot of risk into the momentum strategy. So I think that puts me somewhere around Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I mean, I've only been up like $150 to $200 each of those days, so it puts me negative on the week. Let me go back and look here and see. Fourth. The Monday, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Let's see. 4th, 5th. I'm opening my spreadsheets here on my other machine. Let's see here. Yeah, so on yesterday I made $191. On the 5th, I made $165. And on the 4th, I lost $318. So, let's see here. $190 plus $165 minus 318, and then minus today's, what did I say, 901 minus 901. Yeah, so I'm down to $864 on the week. That is not the right direction. The trades, let's look at these losing trades. I'm pretty sure my losing trades have been on momentum also. I have to stop playing momentum. So I only had one loss on the 6th yesterday, and that was on DraftKings. And then I had, my biggest loss, BNGO, which was a momentum play. I managed to at least cut those losses pretty early instead of hanging on to it and hoping. I was on Hopium. And then Peck, where's Peck got me? I think. Yeah, Peck got me for 300 shares. And see, I bought at 1307, let it go at 1089. Yeah, so Peck is another momentum play. My biggest losses are on momentum. I'm going to have to cut momentum. I mean, unless something's really, really squeezing up. Look at Peck. Look at that thing. So this was on the 6th. Back here on Peck. Now Peck today is back up. Yesterday I got into Peck at, it says I bought it 1306. Is that on the 6th? That's the 5th. So back here on Peck, I bought at 1308. 1307. And then I let it go at 1089 on 300 shares. So, that was a nasty hit. So that day I managed to squeak out $165 worth of gains that day. I was doing a lot of trading. First Solar, I made $1 per share on 150 shares. BILI. I remember I made money on BILI. Only on 100 shares, that's right. So I got BILI for about a $2 squeeze. And large or small cap momentum is killing my profits. And I need to be a lot more careful with my entries on them. That's not I'm on a cold streak, to say the least, with small cap momentum here. All right. Well, so with that, yay! Tomorrow's Friday. I don't have. I don't know. Fridays can be kind of a wild card. They can be big up days and they can be big down days. So I'll just play it safe tomorrow and keep my risk low. Yeah, this is really too bad about Baba. This head and shoulders pattern. Where'd the right shoulder go? Pink palette. For this thing. Wonder where that went. I mean, that's a perfect head and shoulders pattern, and I was really looking forward to, like, maybe, let's see, I wanted to average into probably somewhere around 100 to 150 shares short on Baba on a $60 move, anticipating a $60 move. This thing going from roughly 230 down to 170. I probably would have grabbed around, after I averaged in, I probably would have grabbed somewhere around $45 to $50 of the move. So I was anticipating somewhere around $5 to $7 grand on this trade as it unfolded, and unfortunately, it is not going to turn out that way. So I'm going to erase it from my watch list. Is now erased from large cap movers, unfortunately. I'll put this move on SPE. SPE, I like energy. We're going into quad 2, which is very bullish. And so I grabbed some SPE in the $36 area, only 300 shares. I sold half at I don't remember. I made about $150, and then I sold the other half today, and made about another $250. Actually, did I sell it today or did I sell it yesterday? Look at my transactions here. No, I must have sold it yesterday. Yeah, so anyway. Daggum shame. So yeah, just kind of going over my NCTY here again. Bad entry. I mean, even though the level 2 was, even though the level 2 is looking good, the proper entry here on NCTY would have been on this pullback right here in the next 1 minute candle to make a high after the pullback. Get rid of all these lines here. So it ran up, it hit to the penny, it hit pre-market resistance. Here, I'll put that one back on. This is its pre-market high at 23.68. And so on the 3rd-minute candle of the day, it went up and made a high of 23.65. So it came up short and then started to pull back and then started to consolidate and move back up again. And the proper entry would have been right here at $21.36. As this 1-minute candle broke after the period of consolidation, this 1-minute candle broke this the high of this 1-minute candle, and then squeezed up. And then I probably would have taken profits after it squeezed up if I'd gotten an entry, say at 21.50, because I probably wouldn't have gotten filled at 21.32. If I had gotten an entry at 21.50 roughly, then I probably would have let it go after it hit. It ramped up this way, it went high, and then came back down, started coming back down. I probably would have let it go before it came back down to 23.68. But let's just say 23.68. So the proper entry would have been 21.50 to roughly 23.50. So there was a $2 squeeze that I missed, and that is where I should have traded this. Obviously, not up here. And the only reason that I got in up here was because I was watching the Halt price move up and price chase it. Unfortunately, people said, okay, well, I've made enough on this, I'm out. Really, really quite unfortunately. And then I did play this pullback right here at 23.68 and got a small bounce after I went in. Watched it come down and hold. There's another pre-market level right here that it held. So it held this price level and started to move back up and started making moves back up to the upside. Got up to 25 bucks and just has fallen away since then. And you can see here now it's doing the best it can to hold on to this this breakup candle low. This is more obvious on the 10-minute. Let's see if the 10-minute here. Yeah, here's the breakup candle low or the open. And now it's trying to hold on to that price. But this is just kind of probably what we'll see for the rest of the day is it'll just kind of come down. Let me get a better line there. So, oh, there we go. Up, stair step down, to the side, stair step down, to the side, stair step down, to the side. Yeah, the next move on this thing, after it breaks below this level and holds below that level, is most likely going to be a move down here to this $14 level. It'll push to that. I don't know if it'll make it all the way to that or not. There's a little bit more support down here at 1921 that I might try and hold than 1582, but right now it is in price discovery to the downside. It is not going up. If it goes back up, that's life. That's the way it goes sometimes. All right. So SOS decided to get some support here at 291. All right, everybody. That was my day. Take care. Good luck trading. If you want a place to hang out while you trade, I'd appreciate your company. Take care now.